The ninth India Defence Conclave has brought clarity on the roadmap of the future for the armed forces in a comprehensive way, with an emphasis on structural changes that are slated to be made across the armed forces.
What we are trying to attempt is to separate out force generation from force application.
Okay.
That is one. Second thing, what we are trying to do is the structures which we create should be able to take care of our immediate threats and long-term challenges. Third thing, what we want to do is create structures which are unique to Indian conditions. A large number of countries have gone through this particular model. We've studied all those, but what we create will be unique to us and it will be different. It meets our needs. And it's not a copy of
And
others.
India's problems are unique
Yes,
anyway.
yeah, in any case, our geography, everything.
Challenges, both. Yeah.
Fourth thing, it should be simple.
So they should be?
Simplicity.
Okay, simplicity. Okay.
Apart from the big ticket changes, the top armed forces officer also spoke about other changes that will be critical to making the forces future ready for high-tech conflicts involving new age threats in a setup that too is novel.
Takeaways, a number of things. When we're looking at future warfare, we are not looking at how advanced militaries are going to fight in future and then trying to copy them. No. We are trying to say as to how we are going to fight in future, how we will rail the roadmap. So it's a different kind of a concept. It's a different game altogether.
The challenges faced by nations dedicated to preserving a rules-based system.
To the east, we are witnessing challenges to the rule-based order, undermining the sovereignty and independence of smaller nations. The recent spate of belligerent bullying in the South China Sea have amply demonstrated how economic weight and military might may be leveraged to pursue vested interests and expansionist designs.
Admiral Tripathi also spoke about the wide spectrum of challenges faced by modern militaries,
with attendant threats to maritime commerce and traffic. This conflict has highlighted the strategic alignments of asymmetric forces against nation states, uses of maritime domain as a leverage to influence events ashore, as well as availability and employment of low-cost, lethal, unmanned, and kinetic technologies to create disproportionate impact.
The Indian Air Force Chief also spoke about the challenges faced today and how they shape much more than just the battlefield.
Countries today face a range of new age threats that are different from the traditional military or economic risks of the past. These threats are often complex, transnational, and multifaceted. Coupled with this is the emergence of hybrid warfare, blending traditional military aggression with cyber attacks, disinformation, and economic coercion. A powerful and effective means for India to face these challenges is through collaboration. Collaboration with industry, academia, partner nations, and emerging markets will be key to negotiating these turbulent times. As India faces these challenges, reliance on external sources for critical infrastructure, technologies, and defense capabilities can create vulnerabilities. In my opinion, self-reliance is not about isolation, but also about strengthening internal capabilities and capacities to face external challenges. It involves building robust domestic industries, investing in innovation, securing critical infrastructure, and reducing vulnerabilities to external manipulation.
The Army Chief General Dwivedi spoke about the steps being taken to solve these challenges from the basic.
What it means as far as the infrastructure along the northern front is concerned, that was something which need again a major attention. So that we are working in a big way, and there is a committee under Cabinet Secretary which has been formulated.
To the space age.
Similarly, for the year of transformation, which was 2023. Now, year of transformation, if you can do it in 1 year, I don't think that is possible even by Lord Krishna. So, keeping that in view, I have declared it for a complete year. So, it is for complete 10 years, that is for a decade.
The industry too was represented at the event.
And I feel going forward, our basic challenge would come more from getting our own IP, our own true indigenous IP, which should be backed by research in the country or even abroad. So that is a competition area with other countries which more stable and more well-entrenched research ecosystems which are feeding into their defense manufacturing and defense, the system as a whole.
Many top firms from across the world see India as the world's arsenal, just as India was the world's pharmacy during the COVID pandemic.
This is the role that Lockheed Martin has been able to play with the Indian supply chain in order to develop an actual ecosystem and not just confine ourselves to a narrow path, right? And that has enabled us to actually, over the years, export more than 330 million from just one venture we have in Hyderabad. More to come, of course. But what I wanted to say is, this says from exporters to partners. The export has been from this end over to the US.
Many in the industry were present at the grand event to give Indian solutions for not just the country but also the world.
It is a weapon-mounted quadruped robot. So it has a capability of carrying 40 kgs of payload for around 3 hours. It can even take around 80 kgs for certain amount of endurance. It can be mounted with different types of payload for ISR missions. The smaller weapons can also be mounted, as well as surveillance cameras can be mounted.
To drones, the new big thing in the field of warfare, were also there to show off their prowess.
Yeah. We have two drones here. One is the logistics drone. It has the capability to carry 20 kgs of payload at higher altitudes. It solves the application of delivering food, medicine, or any other strategic payload in higher altitudes. Then over here we have engine-based surveillance drone, which can carry a payload of 5 kgs as well. It is swarm-enabled, so 50 drones can collaborate, work together, and solve for applications such as HADR and other strategic operations.
From securing the borders to providing world-beating training solutions.
We primarily specialize in delivering combat training solutions. That's really what our core is. And within that space, we are focused on two verticals. One is making advanced shooting ranges for defense and law enforcement agencies of all different types based on their training requirements. And the second interesting thing that we do is that we make vertical wind tunnels for combat free fall simulation for special forces training.
To providing improvement to an already impressive logistical system.
So basically we are a manufacturer of this processor which receives Navig signal direct from the satellite. Basically we are in PNT, positioning, navigation and timing. Using this processor we have all the hardware and software solution, like we have this vehicle tracking device which is going to fit inside your vehicle, so you can monitor your vehicle using your processor.
To giving better protection to our troops in the worst of climatic conditions.
Also, wherever these shelters are deployed are in hospital area, very cold, very hot. Now you require a lot of fuel for either cooling or for heating, both ways. Now if I can give you a shelter which has got insulation inside it in such a way that it gives you about a 30 to 40 degrees difference in temperature between outside and inside, see the amount of fuel you will save in just making the living comfortable.
To providing better protection for our troops. Other players, both established and those cementing their positions, were also at the event.
In the helicopter engine activity, quite a long time ago, we started a very strong partnership with HAL, where we did the co-development of helicopter engines, and all the helicopter manufactured in India, which are flying in India, are now equipped with the HAL and Safran engines. The latest one being called Shakti, we have delivered more than 600 Shakti nowadays. So I think this shows how strong the link and how strong the cooperation we have built up to now. Now let's take it to another step. I mean, I was mentioning this number of engines which we have in the backlog for the civil aviation. Last year, we, in that regard, have announced a significant investment, which is to build up the biggest ever MRO shop for LEAP engine that Safran has. We will build it up in India, here in Hyderabad, and it will start operation early next year.
Ambassador Satish Chandra was awarded the Bharat Shakti Lifetime Achievement Award for his tremendous contributions to India's national security.
I would like to say, Nitin, that I am greatly honored and touched on being accorded the Bharat Shakti Lifetime Achievement Award, which I'll greatly cherish always.
The event is a testament to Bharat's comprehensively growing Shakti.